The top two stripes are blue to represent attraction to young boys. The bottom two stripes are pink to represent attraction to young girls. The inner yellow stripes are to represent childhood and general attraction to minors regardless of their gender. And the middle stripe is white to represent innocence and unwillingness to offend. How disgusting.
Sickos!
Oh,
So
they should put a red one on there, because after you go through all that, you're going to hell.
I don't know if anybody remembers that. That's from Knight Rider. But this
I definitely don't watch
is
that.
TheUmteenthView.
Definitely don't watch that. I didn't know where you were going.
I
ain't know at all. And I'm sitting there racking my memory like should I know this? I'm perfectly fine not knowing it. I didn't know what dude was until he acted in something else. And that's how I found out who dude was. But I don't know nothing about that show.
Oh, what was his name? Oh, because he was in, wasn't that the guy in Baywatch?
Yes.
What's his name? Come on,
Hasselhoff. David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
And he pop up in Psych later, and that's my show.
Crazy. But Knight Rider was good though. Chip was the issue.
They say it's a classic.
Chip was the issue, man. That black Corvette with the on the front. And that was high tech back then.
Yes, sir.
High technology.
Talking cars. I'm with it.
Enough with the nonsense.
Yes, sir.
Tighten up and listen close. We have the headphones on already because we are in anticipation.
Let them know.
For another video. We're going to be reacting to a Pride member who exposes the LGBTQIA's ultimate goal. Maestro.
Fair warning. There's two things. We're trying to speed up the format a little bit. Fair warning. It is Wiz Rising, the first good people. How y'all doing? The Hip Hop Nerd. If you ain't heard, what's the word? And the word is community. Look that up. Community is in a group of people who share a like goal and function. Acceptable?
That is more than acceptable. That's a fact.
Second thing I'd like you to know, this video I have never seen. This is introduced by you all truly.
Yours truly.
And without further ado, let it play.
Maestro.
So apparently I've been living under a rock for the past few years because there's a thing called a pedophilia pride flag. Now this flag doesn't come as a surprise to me at all because I halfway expected pedophilia to be legalized many years ago because Democrats would stoop so low to be inclusive to everybody.
She just snitched on the whole LGBTQ.
Guess who?
I didn't even realize it was him.
Today,
the Ultra
like and subscribe to the
MAGA
channel,
hat,
hit the
though.
bell so you get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like
Ultra
this
MAGA.
video, comment on the video, share this video.
I wasn't reading this shirt.
Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies,
tough.
I've been trying to make more and more videos as much as I can.
So apparently
showing
I've been living
that
under
these people are crazy and they're trying to manipulate you. I have said for years that the LGBTQ, they got an agenda.
He threw up gang signs.
Their agenda is philia. You know what I'm saying? The philia. You gotta blurt this out so they don't get me. It's called the edaphilia. You know what I'm saying? We know where they're going. This is the direction that they're trying to take us in. But see, this young lady, I believe it's a lady, this young lady is telling the truth and exposing their agenda like I've never seen before. And it is invaluable that people who are, I would consider, on the inside of the movement or that have been a part of it or that have association with it can then disclose to the rest of us what the true agenda is. Don't listen to me. Roll the clip.
under a rock for the past few years because there's a thing called a pedophilia pride flag. Now this flag doesn't come as a surprise to me at all because I halfway expected pedophilia to be legalized many years ago because Democrats would stoop so low to be inclusive to everybody. So this right here is the pedo flag. The technical term of this flag is M.A.P, which stands for Minor Attracted Persons.
There you go. Hold on. Time out. Minor attractive persons. I know you've heard that floating around. I've heard it floating around. I'm telling you guys, the Democrats are good. The left is good at using language. Planned Parenthood ain't got nothing to do with Planned Parenthood. Democrat Party ain't got nothing to do with democracy. I mean, we can go down a list. The Inflation Reduction Act ain't got nothing to do with reducing inflation. Green New Deal, global warming. Now it's called climate change because it's not warming like they thought it was. They use words to trick you out of your position. Attractive persons, minor attractive persons, is another word for the Ilya, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
The fact that this flag even exists is disgusting in itself, but once I actually look at this flag and look at the colors, it disgusts me even more. So here's a breakdown of what the colors mean on the flag. The top two stripes are blue to represent attraction to young boys. The bottom two stripes are pink to represent attraction to young girls. Inner yellow stripes are to represent childhood and general attraction to minors regardless of their gender. And the middle stripe is white to represent innocence and unwillingness to offend. How disgusting.
Sickos!
Oh,
So
they should put a red one on there, because after you go through all that, you're going to hell. That's what they should have done. They forgot the color red, because you're going to hell if you're doing stuff like that. I'm glad that this person stood up. I think it's a girl, but nowadays you don't know. People get the switching up and changing their identity. The eyebrows are kind of different, but I believe this is a girl, and I'm thankful that she decided to come out and expose this. She came out and exposed it. Now, let me just take this back from the beginning of the video. I don't know if she's a part of the LGBTQ community. I'm judging her based on her look. She seemed like she is, or she was, or she has some affiliation with it. I could be 100% wrong, and I will apologize to this lady right now if she ain't got nothing to do with it, and she just like to dress like that, and she just like to do the tomboy look. That's all I'm saying.
That's crazy. All we got to go through just to be able to say what we feel rather than offend or in lieu or worrying that we offended somebody.
However, what a wonderful, brave person, an informed individual that can come out and express these things in the fashion in which she did, because I never knew that there was a flag.
I think it's crazy that you gotta try to warp your brain
Straight up.
to tell you to not identify what you see.
Right. That is contradictory to our senses. What are we doing?
Don't see smoking and think it's fire. It may be a rainbow.
You might catch a leprechaun.
Right? Yo, let the video play. I just had to stop it. So
That's so
it's
funny.
nonsense.
It's the leprechaun people. Sorry.
Yo,
Now I know they got a flag. Now I know how shady they really are. And y'all better pay attention, because we told you it's a slippery slope. They're going to fall right into your kid's room. That's where they're going. They're going to fall right into your kid's room. Or they're going to fall right into your kid's daycare or something. They're trying to normalize things that are corrupt, and we know it. It's all about manipulation, ladies and gentlemen. And it's all about deviancy, sodomy. That's what this perversion is. Instead of them being honest and telling the truth, they try to lie and mask it, and now they call it attractive younger persons or something like that.
I brought this to the table because I have children. And I'm a little crazy. So I figured that this will be a best environment to be able to kind of work through this a little bit. I'm just gonna say it. The fear that I have sitting back watching my kids going out into the world. We just had the bus ride conversation. So the fear that I have of my kids going out in the world are things that I and they can't see coming. And I can't be there to destroy it before my child's innocence is taken away. And so that's why I'm trying to choose words carefully, because all in all, I don't want to offend people, but at the same time, I'm always going to defend mine. I'm gonna die for mine, like for real. And when he mentioned the terminology of sodomy and deviancy as far as how the agenda is on a beeline with achieving this. It's profound because, like, I don't agree with everything Officer Tatum says or how he says certain things, but there's some things that I do agree with him. You know what I mean? Like, and this is one of them. Like, our world that we thought we had control over or some kind of understanding is being forced into an evolution. I don't even know if we want to call it an evolution, because it's a warping of the mind. It's not. It's, hey, we're making things okay that even nature is saying it's not really okay, but hey, we are advanced. We're so advanced. We breed confusion. Yeah. We perpetuate the nonsense. Oh my God, that's terrible. I'm still. I told my children I would. I said I would stop bathing. I would grow my hair out. I would eat rats until I found whoever mistreated you. That's why I say the mothers, y'all could make the phone calls like civilized people to the police and such. I'm not there with that. I'm choking up right now. I hope y'all know I'm really trying to hold it back, because when I go through these scenarios, I make it to where I can understand it fully. So I put myself in it, the immersion feeling, right? And within that, I put my kids in it too. So it's like a part of me that I always have to wrestle with sincerely to be able to not jump out of my skin and really be angry at everybody and everything until I punching bag or something. I don't know. But this is a good one because if we didn't know what to look for with that stupid flag, we wouldn't know what dangers may be in whatever building that flag is flying in front of, or what car that flag is on. This may be the new way to identify them, more so than the system with the red dot thing, you know, where they register or whatnot. So in a way, I'm like, go ahead and perpetuate, like, go ahead and spread this flag out so I can see them coming, just like uniforms in a war, right? My bad. I didn't mean to bring a connotation of battle and war into this, but it is, because we fighting for our kids' purity and sanctity. And yeah, that's what I got for now. What you saying, Coach? Tight. Yeah, man.
Off rip, I'm gonna say shout out to Officer Tatum. Shout out to the female. I'm gonna assume it's a woman. I'm gonna do that.
That person.
Okay. Sure. Shout out to the person. Definitely shout out to the person for releasing such information. Community is the word, right? Community. I said people moving with a like goal, creating progress. I find it extremely problematic, A, as a father, and A, as a person, as a thinker, that you would try to okay folks being attracted to underdeveloped individuals. Why do I say underdeveloped? That is a child.
Straight up.
And if the LGBTQ plus is including, because they're trying to be all inclusive, these people who are technically criminals, and trying to make it okay, then that is a extreme problem for me. And I pray that this is an extreme example from one of the representatives of that community, right? Let's be a skeptic in this case and hope for humanity that this person is extreme. Officer Tatum, and whatever as funny as you made it seem, he said that should be red.
Because y'all going to hell. You forgot.
I think it's extreme.
Forgot the red.
But let's assume it's not, because the problem with the LGBTQ plus, right, is group identity doesn't necessarily equate to community for me, because they only want you to say you believe like them.
It was of like goals to, what was the last part?
I don't remember.
That you said is your definition of community for progress.
I remember my progress.
Progress. This ain't no progress. This ain't no flipping progress.
They operate in the realm of oppression. Cancel culture is not something that's pervasive to other group identities. No, it's particularly one that most people are thinking of when this happens, right? And the issue with that is a fundamental problem, which is why I don't mess with it, because there's no standardized notion of men and women if you're basing on gender, which is behaviors, right? What it is to be a man in the Middle East is not the same as what it is to be in the States. It's not the same as what it is to be in Japan. It's not the same as it is to be in Russia. Therefore, your person would be switching every time they walk across a border or into another culture or a subculture, right? So it's deep, but that's not the government. The issue we're talking about here is okaying it if this is true. But when I hear the word queer, this is the type of stuff I hear them speak of, right? We should be furries and so like all that's combined in it, and now what they call them MAPs, right? It's not my daughter, dog. She ain't even going to a school where you allow such a person to work. That is
so.
And I in my throat. I apologize, y'all. Like,
no apology needed, because they need to see the intensity. They need to see that as people, it's okay not being okay with something. That's one. It's okay not being okay, and two, it's okay to understand what emotion these subject matters invoke, because we must choose our next step wisely. My only step is to use the avenue and platform we have to speak on things, because I am not against anybody being who you choose to be. Not against it. But I am against you doing your best to recruit, doing your best to destroy the home so that there's nowhere else for them to go except to you, to something that you view as correct or okay. But what if everybody else doesn't? Is it not okay to be different? So then what are you saying? You're better than. So then we're supposed to just sacrifice our morals and better judgment and our children to you. Just give them up. Just give up on them. Yeah, I will forever and always say nay to that. I will always and forever say, you got to keep your teachings to yourself. Don't teach my children anything outside of that curriculum, or else we have trouble. And don't touch my child. Don't touch my child. Don't touch my child. So that everybody can live on.
I am racking my brain over trying to figure out when they put if what the individual said was true, and that white stood for innocence.
Whew. Why
Define
is that
it.
there?
Yes.
Why is it there? Because that's what they're taking.
Man, yo,
That's what they're taking. And it's symbolism. It's using what they're. It's like how a narcissist will actually accuse you of what they're doing. Actually, it's like they're putting it ahead, like to use it for the rationality. But it doesn't work. It's not fooling us here. Here at the Umpteenth View, we believe that adults should make adult decisions. Okay. We also believe that children should remain children until they're no longer children. And I don't believe that their innocence should be taken.
What else could it suggest? If you
they're an adult.
You're an adult who likes an underage person.
Yeah.
So you acknowledge as an adult, you lack that innocence.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to make them like you?
Yes.
Don't.
Yes.
Yo, come, bro.
Yes. Yes.
We run out of time today, boy.
That's why I'm firmly opposing any kind of recruitment. But then that would also lead into the media and the effects of the media nowadays. My objection would still be in why are men kissing men in commercials, women kissing women in commercials. It doesn't compute. Like, why is this okay? We don't even have regular men and women, heterosexual couples kissing each other on these commercials, but we have them doing it. I'm like, what's going on? And then on top of that, I don't like the fact that you're using these images of men and female couples in these flashing motions. Like, if you're gonna be that, but you know what I mean? But why are you flashing through the picture in the commercials? Anyway, I'm gonna skip past that point. We really have to be able to, I don't know. I'll say it. Our government can't even say government, because it's a lot of people that are in the government that are making these laws up.
What did he say? Them politicians pay attention to language. Well, he said Democrats, but I'm gonna put it across the board. All politicians.
Yeah, man. All politicians, man. It's not. It's just, I don't know, man. It's not a. As much as they talk,
no more, so it's climate change.
Right. It's crazy that they're supposed to be like honorable people, but the stigma behind them is the opposite. Like, it's a surprise that we have people like Judge Mabel. Is it Mabel?
Whatever, yeah.
What was his name?
Yeah, I don't know.
That are actually knowledgeable and trying to help people and correcting you when you're wrong. But anyway, I'm trying my best not to overreact to this.
I failed.
Because honestly, I'm happy for this person that brought this to our attention, especially if they're a part of the LGBTQ community, to be able to say that they're disgusted by this as well. Even being able to say that they saw it coming, I'm like, whoa, yeah, it was on the way. But at the same token, it's just, we got to make a stand, parents. If you really care for your kids, you got to make a stand for stuff like this. We got to bring this to the forefront of conversation for the children's sake, and for parents like myself and my cousin that are somewhat off.
Gotta be all, boy.
I'm very passionate.
Yeah, boy.
I'm very, very passionate. So, I'm still fighting tears right here. Like, my kids? Nah. Yeah, I gotta break something. And I do it all out of love. Here at the Umpteenth View, we're gonna make sure that we do our best to be as honorable as possible. We're gonna be protectors here. We are going to be of sound mind here, rational thinkers. We are going to prepare for the worst, because we understand that there are miscreants out there. There are people that are wolves in sheep's clothing out there trying to infiltrate and take away from us that which we hold near and dear. So with that, this is the Umpteenth View, and we bid you adieu. Peace.
Oh,